there, Bulldog fans, and welcome into the Bulldog Blitz. I'm your host, Mark Minner. Coming up on today's show, the women's volleyball team bounced back from a tough road trip with a dominant victory over Youngstown State. The men's soccer team scored a big victory over IUPUI and continues to climb up in the national rankings. Plus, we will discuss all these and more Butler sports topics with our resident expert, Eric Brown. But first, even though the Blitz took a week off, the Butler football team continues to work tirelessly towards a perfect season. The Bulldogs took on Valparaiso in the battle for the Hoosier helmet. The tradition started back in 2006, and the Bulldogs were looking to capture the third trophy this past Saturday. The Bulldogs put their undefeated season on the line, along with a chance to have a 6-0 record for the first time since 1991. The Bulldogs and Crusaders were in a defensive battle for the first half of play, with the only points of the half being on a field goal from David Lang. In the second half, Valpo opened up the game, scoring 14 unanswered points, including a 60-yard interception return for a touchdown. But the Dogs did what they have done all season long and fought right back. They tallied 20 straight points and ran away with the 23-14 victory. Butler is now in a three-way tie for first place in the Pioneer League with Dayton and Drake. Their next challenge will come on Saturday when the team travels to North Carolina to take on Campbell. There are only 8 matches remaining in the regular season for the women's volleyball team, and they will be tested this weekend when they play a series in Ohio against Wright State and the league-leading Vikings of Cleveland State. The Bulldogs dropped 2 matches in Chicago but showed their toughness by sweeping Youngstown State and Hinkle this past Saturday. Portia Allen and Jessica Wolf both had double-doubles, while junior Katie DePrilly had a 3-set season-high 27 digs. In the first 2 sets, Butler jumped out to the early lead, and the Penguins answered back. But in the third, there would be no comeback as Butler won in commanding fashion, 25-13. The women will take on Wright State this Friday in the next league match. The men's soccer team is attracting some major national attention with the success they've enjoyed this season. The Bulldogs are ranked in the top 25 in 2 national polls, including 18th by Soccer America. The Bulldogs have scored huge victories over top 25 teams, including number 14 Indiana and number 25 South Carolina. The Bulldogs were looking for their 9th win of the season when they took on IUPUI Wednesday. For more on how the Bulldogs fared in this crosstown rivalry, here's Blitz's Caroline Rogers.
The Butler men's soccer team took on IUPUI last Wednesday, October 14th at Coons Stadium. Despite the weather conditions being less than desirable, the Bulldogs played well and fought hard. The first 2 goals were scored within the first 6 minutes of the game. The Bulldogs took the lead early on in the first 3 minutes, but were followed closely by IUPUI as they put in the tying goal 3 minutes later. The score remained 1-1 for the remainder of the first half, though Butler dominated the offensive play and had a total of 8 shots on goal that half. Butler kept on fighting in the second half, and just under 20 minutes until the end of the game, the Bulldogs scored the game-winning goal. During the second half, the Bulldogs took a total of 12 shots, with a game total of 20 attempts on goal. This is the 6th consecutive match that the Butler men's soccer team has played without losing. Their next game is Wednesday, October 21st, back home at the Butler Bowl against DePaul University.
This weekend will mark the last tournament for the men's tennis team in 2009. The team has participated in some high-caliber invitationals throughout the fall and are gearing up for a very successful regular season. For more on how the men's tennis team is shaping up, here's Blitz's Ryan Anderson.
The men's tennis team recently returned from an invitational at Purdue and came away with positive feelings.
I think I played pretty well. I mean, we had some tough matches. It was definitely a strong tournament. I think overall as a team we did pretty well, had some good wins, and I think we're pretty happy with our results.
But despite the successful invitational, the Bulldogs have room for improvement.
The thing that we're striving for is to play at a higher level more consistently. I mean, we have good wins over good teams, easy wins over good teams, and then we'll come back and we'll struggle against players that I think we should be able to beat. So our goal has been able to maybe increase expectations and play at a higher level more consistently.
Well, we have the regionals coming up this coming weekend at IU, and I think we did get quite a few players in, so I think we have a good chance to get some good matches, maybe get some good wins.
Regardless of the results of the upcoming tourney, the men's tennis team is excited for the upcoming spring regular season.
I feel like we have improved. I know for a fact we have room to continue to improve. And so, our goal will be to compete to win a conference championship. I think we're able to do so. Cleveland State will be the team to beat again, as well as their top 3 guys are returning. And so I'm looking forward to. I'd like to be able to meet that challenge and be able to beat those guys with kind of their full team. So I'm looking forward to it.
Reporting for the Bulldog Blitz, this is Ryan Anderson.
Coming up, we'll sit down and talk some more Butler sports with Eric Brown. Stay with us on the Bulldog Blitz.